Wire. Good afternoon, depending on what coast you're on. My name's Debbie Holloway, and I wanted to take a moment and welcome you to Wire and tell you what we're all about. Because about 2 years ago, Tom and Kathy Ferry, and I'm sure all of you have heard of, if not, you should check out Tom Ferry. This coaching program is amazing. He and his wife Kathy and I were having a conversation about what we felt people needed in this industry. And one of the things that came up, and hey Claudia, wearing your bracelet, girlfriend, what came up from that conversation was, I felt, and Kathy did too, that women have a different challenge than men do in this business. Do we all deal with buyers and sellers that are difficult? Yes. Do we all have deals that go south? Yes. But there's a difference in what men and women do, because what I know is women have to balance so very much. We have to balance our kids, and I'm not saying that men don't as well, because they do. But a lot of the balance that we have to work with and that we struggle with is between our ears. So we have to balance work, family. I mean, I can remember my dad would go to work and that's all he did was work. And he'd come home and mom took care of 5 children that were all a year apart in age. She cooked all the meals, she planted the garden, she took care of the livestock. She did everything at home because he was at work. And nowadays, women work. So it's balancing that. And we decided we needed to do an event for women. So we did. Hence, Wire, Women Influencing Real Estate. So we held our first event in September. And I think if you ask the women who were there, most of them said it was completely life-changing, because we worked on getting rid of those demons. And again, they're mental demons that we have that we needed to get rid of. We worked on that. I had 6 amazing women in our industry speak to us that come to us from different points of view. In fact, their talks were so amazing, I'm going to have them do their talks again on this Facebook page. So you're going to see over the next few months these incredible women share their talks again. And what you're going to find is a young mom having gone through foreclosure and raising 2 kids. A mom that had to deal with the loss of a child and still continue on with a business. A gal that ran away from home, from one coast to the other, and built an incredible business. Another gal is going to talk about how to be the CEO of your business. Because one of the things I've learned is that we don't get enough training on how to be a CEO. That was one of the things that was so important to me. And many of you from Louisville, I know, are here on the call with this, because I've got a lot of my great friends on the call. I knew that I had to get access to something outside of my little town, because if I did what everyone else was doing, I was going to get what everyone else got. So in order for me to build an incredible practice that I could eventually sell and then do what I do now, which is give back, one of the things that I had to do, hey Pam, one of the things that I had to do was I had to find someone outside of my town who could help teach me. And that's something that I don't think as realtors we get, much less as women. So one of the gals is going to talk about what she said at Wire, and that is how to be a CEO. One gal is the breadwinner. The husband's the stay-at-home. And Wendy's going to talk to you about how she masters that. Because there's so many dynamics, whether you're single and no kids, whether you're married with kids, divorced with kids, or maybe you're at a stage in your life where you're having to take care of, as they say, the sandwich generation, your parents and your children. All of those things make a difference. And we want to address all of that so that you all feel like what you have is a safe place to go to ask questions. And then I've got a gal who's going to talk to you who I think is just one of my favorites. She started her life as a coal miner's daughter. And I can't say ended her career because she's still going strong. But her last major hurrah before she got into being a coach for us at Tom Ferry was to be head of the luxury division of a major real estate company worldwide. Now, coal miner's daughter and heading up a luxury division, she had great mentors along the way, and she had to make some decisions along the way as well, and she did. So she's going to talk to you as well. When we did our first Wire event, it was 3 days. We had a financial planner come in. We had a gal come in that's a writer. She actually helped Tom write his book, Life by Design. And she talked to us about how our story is our brand. You see, most of us think we're just going to go out there and we're just going to work really hard. And I'd rather have tools that allow me to work smarter instead of only working harder. My goal is to have a legacy where I can reach out, and all of these women of Wire who came to our first event, they want to reach out to others and share with them the tools that they're using and the things that they're learning. So there's some amazing things that we're going to be sharing with you. So out of that conversation came our first Wire event. We decided to start a Facebook page, and until 48 hours ago, that Facebook page had almost 300 members. Those were the women who came to the first Wire. And I put a challenge out, and I said to them, I challenge you to find women in your market that you admire, that you believe want to go somewhere and have more balance in their life, whether it's going somewhere in their business or having more time with their family. Someone you admire and that you think would get a lot out of this and would be able to contribute. And those of you that don't know what Wire is, you're here because another woman loves and respects you and wants you to be a part of this. So within 48 hours, we went from just under 300 members to somewhere over 1,700 members. And what that says to me is simply this. There's a need for this. There's a need for us to have an opportunity to interact and share our struggles and share our wins. This Facebook page, though, is not for advertising your listings. It is not for advertising your open houses. That's not what it's for. Good for you for having them, and even better for the awards you win. This page is for us to share with one another. And I'm going to be bringing you a series of topics that I'm going to start doing on things like creating balance, on what are the tools that I need, what are the dialogues that I can use, how do I learn how to be a great salesperson just by listening and observing the client. So I'm going to share a lot of great things with you that I think will help. And along that path, there's going to be a lot of the amazing women of Wire that are going to share as well. And I want you to feel free to post questions. And I want to encourage the women that have attended our first event to share with this group what your takeaway was, what you learned from it, and what you've put into practice since then. Because one of the things that I always felt in my career was that agents weren't there to help each other, that agents were there to get a deal, and that women didn't help each other. And I experienced that firsthand, as many of you have, with other real estate agents in my market. And what I've learned over the years is that does not give you a lasting legacy. It's who you help in the process that brings you up as well. So that's my goal for this page. Again, post your questions. Let us know what you're thinking. We are planning, keeping our fingers crossed, on doing another Wire event. And someone had asked this question, well, with this many people, because at the rate we're going, we're going to have 5,000 members on this Facebook page within the next couple of weeks. So please add women. Does that mean our event will have 5,000 people at it? Absolutely not. If we have to do multiple events, we'll figure something out. Not everybody can come to every event anyway. If you can't make it to a Wire event, come to a Tom Ferry event, and we'll get together while we're there. We did at the Elite event that Tom had a couple weeks ago. We all got together one night. So it's a wonderful opportunity to share with someone who understands what you're doing, what you're going through, and has your back. So, questions that you all have about Wire. Post them here if you've got questions or challenges you're having. One of the things that we talked about at the Elite event that I want to share with you is something called the price of admission. You see, the price of admission is something we pay for everything we do. And when I say price is currency. The currency isn't money. Currency can be your time, it can be your energy, it can be money. but there is a currency involved, and there is a price that we pay, good or bad, for everything we do. Think about this. When you decided, for those of you who did, to get married or to cohabitate with someone, that was a big price of admission. Now, the honeymoon or whatever was probably fabulous. And then you got back from the honeymoon and you found out he can't put the toilet paper on so that it goes over, or he hogs the bed. Or now, let's be honest, now, because he never did this when you dated, he farts and belches. Come on, we all know that happens. So, price of admission. You have a soulmate for the rest of your life. And for those of you that do, good for you. It's all a price of admission. The price can be perfect, the price can be too low, the price can be too high. There's a price of admission for having children. You know, they put that beautiful baby in your arms and you are in love. And then you have to change their diapers. And you worry about them, whether they're with you or they're not with you. And it goes on for, you think, 18 years, but we all know it goes on forever. But you have someone who loves you, and there's all of that joy that goes along with it. So there is a price of admission in everything we do. And the beauty of WIRE is that all of the women in this organization, they get that. That we've all gone through something in our lives that we'd rather not have gone through. Many of you have dealt with abuse. Physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual abuse. You've had to deal with that. And I know I've worked with many clients who've really struggled to get over that. I understand that. There are all things we deal with. Being a single mom and selling real estate was something that I had to deal with, and trying to figure out how in the world to find enough money to pay my taxes, because I was spending all my money being in this business that was supposed to make me a lot of money, and I wasn't making enough money. I had to go borrow to pay taxes. So we all have things like that. Price of admission. In my opinion, the price of admission is worth it when you learn something and you grow from that and you come back around and share it with someone else. The price of admission. So again, post your questions on here. Let us work with you. Mark your calendars that to get together. You know, we have events all over the country, and the women of WIRE get together at the event and have dinner together. So let people know by posting on this page when you're attending a listing domination or a sales edge or the summit that we have coming up in August. Our By Design event. There's so many events that we have. Post on here when you're going to one. And if you're not in our ecosystem, that's okay. We'd love to have you, but this page isn't about that. We still want to interact with you. We still want to grow. If you are in an area where you'd like to get together a group of women and have myself or one of the other women of WIRE come and share with you some tools that they've used, absolutely post it on the page and let us know. Our goal is to give back. So let's see. Oh, hey, Kristen. Hey, Kelly. Glad to see you guys are there. So that's what I wanted to share with you. My outcome, our outcome, is for us to share so that we can shine, so that there's no judgment. When we get together, this isn't a man-bashing thing. They have enough to deal with. Hey, treasurer. This is for you. So I encourage you to find other women that you respect, that you feel like would gain something and would give something to this page, and have them join us. I'm going to be watching to see how we do. My goal is for us to have 5,000 members in the next couple of weeks, and I think we can do it. So stay tuned. I've already got our first speaker lined up for a couple of weeks from now, and she's going to be sharing with you what she told us at the last WIRE event. So thank you guys for taking the time to join us. I hope you've gotten something great out of this that you can take and use, and that you share back with us something that you know we can grow from. So thank you for taking your time. Those of you that are with WIRE, you heard that song that I played at the beginning. That was the song we played at our event. So I'm going to sign off with that and say, it's good talking to all of you. I cannot wait to hear from and see more of you. Have a great week. No, I won't sit still, pretty. Sure, I'm a pretty girl.